So hi everyone, welcome to Untitled Beauty. So probably from the title and probably the length of this video, it's been quite a really interesting month so for October, and hence why I sort of got this video up a little bit late. But it has been a very enjoyable month nonetheless. I finally finished my setup or my reorganization and culling through all of my beauty products and that. So I'm actually at a stage where I'm really enjoying the setup, and I actually am finding that I'm using a lot more sort of makeup or products sort of more now that I can actually see everything a little bit better. And I think feel a little bit better about using it all. But anyway, I just want to try and get using a lot of products. So that's a little bit of the sort of backstory, what I mean about my new setup, and I'm enjoying it. I have a little bit of video footage once I finish showing my beauty products. I'll do a quick walk around of my favorite bits about that new setup, and I will be talking about my brand new channel because it's something that we're all doing together as a family, and I've really been into it in October. Anyway, let's get to the products before you all fall asleep. So the first one I'm just going to mention, because it's probably the only skincare one that I'm looking at. No, I've got two. This is the first skincare that I have in here, because honestly, when I've been trying to go through a lot of my sort of products, I've gotten a lot of samples thanks to Cheers, but also things that I'm trying to finish up. They're going to all be in my next empties video, which I should get up in the next fortnight. So I didn't want to sort of double up on a lot of products that you're going to see in there anyway, because a lot of them were almost finished when I did my last empties video. So that's where most of the skincare will be in there. But this one is the Jergens BB Body Perfecting Skin Cream. Been really enjoying this. I'll put a link down below. I did a haul and I suppose first impressions on all that sort of stuff, but this is honestly the one that I've been using the most. Literally every second day I will be putting this on, and literally to me it seems like I'm getting a more healthy, even looking skin tone. Feels nice and soft, has a relatively nice scent. And what I mean is, you know, sometimes when you put on a scent you think, oh, initially it smells great, but once it reacts with either your body chemistry or the true scent that it comes out, like the actual fragrance dissipates, you actually get the smell of the product. You're like, ugh. That happened with the two tanning products that I got. I got the gradual, two of the gradual lotions. They smelled fantastic at first, beautiful fragrance, as I mentioned in the actual haul video. But once they sort of were on, not even an hour or so, I got that normal, you know, tanning sort of scent to them, and it's just like I use them on and off, but I didn't use them long enough to really appreciate if they worked well as far as a tanning sort of lotion. It was just that scent. But this one I've been really enjoying, so this one shall probably be in my empties in the next month or so, because I've used about half of what's in that tube. And if you are unaware, in Australia we can now get it at Priceline, the Jergens range. Let's skip over to the only other skincare product I have in here, which is this one. I got this in my other Her Fashion box. I don't know if it was last month or the month before. No, well, not October's, because I still have not received October's box today. 10th, 9th or 10th. I don't know what's happening with it. It's quite behind this month, Her Fashion box. But this is the BX Earth Bit of a Soft Touch body wash, but the smell, that's how much I've used since I've had it. It smells great. I like the bottle, I like the pump, but it smells like peach nectar. It's really, really nice and very moisturizing. It's the Nourishing Body Wash, Goat's Milk, Peach and Manuka Honey with pure jojoba oil, 500 ml. So I've been enjoying that one. I won't spend too much time on the products. I'm going to skip straight over to lip, because I have a few lips. Like I said, I've been going through all of that sort of collection. I've been really, really getting into mostly more peaches and reds and stuff. This is actually a sleek lipstick, and it's actually a matte finish, but I have worn it in a few videos. This is called Papaya Punch. Look at that vibrant color. But it does look like a lovely tropical sort of fruit drink or something. It is really, really nice. They're actually very creamy for a matte lipstick. So what are they? The True Color Lipstick by Sleek. But what I normally do is I'll put it on, then I'll pat it, and then I might put over a gloss. For example, I've been really getting back into my Essence lip glosses. Really, who am I kidding? They're in my bag. They're all over the house. I love them. I love the price range of Essence Cosmetics. Well, they between $3 to $5, depending on the sort of finish. I have a lot of shimmer finishes, so that's what I tend to sort of put over the top if I don't want it too matte, or I might go for something like this, like a thicker creamy finish as well without any shimmer. But they grow great over that if I pat it first and it doesn't sort of separate. And that's what I've been doing. And I get my Sleek lipsticks from, I can think, Lipstick Republic. That's where I bought them from. I did a haul months ago of about 4 colours, and these two have been sort of my standout ones. I've got the Omshi, and this is in Divine Rose, I think it is. Just going to try and be as quick as I can. Really pretty, as you can see, it goes quite well, complements that quite nicely. But it's got a nice gold shimmer to it. This one, I think I got this one in a violet box. I know both of these I got in a box, I just can't remember which one at the moment. This one's actually quite similar. I didn't realise until I went to put all the stuff together for this video. This is by Savour Fair. This is a doe foot applicator though. This is a little bit more pink, and the shimmer in this one's finer. And this is in Cinnamon, Fierce Cinnamon there. So that's that one, but this is a little bit thicker, and like I said, the shimmer's a bit finer. I don't like that one. Well, I've been wearing them in videos. You may not have noticed because I don't generally tend to do faces of the day. I'm going to skip over to nails. Now these might look a little bit shockingly chipped. The red I have on is by OCC. It's called Lustgarten. Beautiful, beautiful red with a shimmer to it. But over the top, I won't get too close, there's this top coat. Now I showed this in my haul, my most recent haul slash gift package from Cheers. It's the Ultra 3 top coat in Stop the Press. I really love it. I love the range Ultra 3. Get them at various pharmacies and the like, but I'm pretty sure they're still under $5. Like when I used to get them, they were between $2-3 and that. But I just love that sort of look. I had, in that video I talked about the haul, I had a gel polish top coat on that was very similar, and this for a couple of dollars gives a great sort of finish. I mean, obviously Cheers sent it to me, but I wouldn't have known otherwise. Thank you again. Skipping on to eyes, I actually have it on today. I had this in a favourites a couple of months ago, but I've gotten back into it. This is the Real Lastic Eyeliner by K Palette. It's that tattoo, 24-hour tattoo. Now, I haven't tested out that 24-hour sort of thing, but I just love it just to give it, you know, a nice sort of wing, because it's got a beautiful felt tip. Look at that, beautiful. Let me just, and then you can do a thick or thin, obviously. But it's that beautiful dark chocolate brown. Now, I like it because it's not too warm, but also it gives a more subtle thing. Today I did it a little bit thicker, but I have also been doing it very thin and then not doing a wing. So it just makes my eyelashes look a little bit thicker, but it's not too, you know, black like some. Nicely, just to make it, give me some thickness at the roots, but it doesn't really look like I've got too much on. Or like today I can really, you know, glam it up a little bit more, make it more sort of dramatic. But I do have individual lashes on today though. But I have gone back into loving that one, and I've actually, again, something I showed in that haul video. Now when I filmed that haul video, I think it was about a week and a half before I actually posted it up on YouTube. It's just I had to edit it and all that sort of good stuff that we do. So I had quite a chance to break this in October. This is a Benefit Cosmetics eyeshadow. It's got my eyeshadow called Guess Again. Let me open it up, that Cheers sent me, and I'm so grateful. I'm just going to hold it very carefully. The name, I love the name Guess Again, because when I first opened it in the video, I was saying, oh, you know, it's a grey taupe. But now I've had the chance to wear it and play with it. Love it in my crease, outer corner, my V, under smudging it under here. It's absolutely beautiful. It's more like a mauvey taupe colour, but honestly, you know, you can hold it in this light. It looks like taupe, looks more like a pebble brown. You know, it's a grey, but it's beautiful. But it's probably not going to do it now on camera. The glue is actually separated, and sometimes it'll actually just fall out, so I've got to be careful. I think it's because it's a little bit warmer today. It's actually, I don't know, gummed up, and it's actually stuck to the plate. That sounds really weird, but what I was going to do is wait till it to fall out again. I'm going to put it in one of my Z palettes, but it's a beautiful colour. I think it's going to be a staple because it's also matte, but it's a very, it's like lovely pigmented, but it's a very velvety sort of texture, but not too powdery, which is like the perfect consistency that I like, and like I said, no shimmer. This one, very, very quickly, it's because I'm going to be doing a review video on it. This is the Hourglass Ambient Blush Palette. So it's probably not going to show up properly with all this glare we've got going on. Let me open it. So it's the same Look Hourglass Ambient powder palette, you know, the same size, but it does have the gold finish to it like the blushes. Same mirror. There's the 3 blushes. You've got Luminous Flush. This one's Incandescent Electro. This is the limited edition that you can only get in the palette. And then you've got the Mood Exposure blush. I'm just going to show you very, very quickly. Now, don't worry about swatches and all that in comparisons to the blushes and the other palette. And I'm going to be doing a proper review over that. But I have done the other standard 6 blushes in my other video on all that sort of stuff. Link that down below. I'm mentioning it because I've been really getting into this one. This is a beautiful peachy colour. Oh my gosh. And probably the highlight for me is the fact that I got a good mix of the blush and powder for this one. As you can see, it's like more blush than the ambient lighting powder, whereas these two, which I already have in the powders and the blushes, I've actually got more powder than the blush, if that makes sense, because they're baked. Each one is going to be slightly different, the way that they mix. Now, if you are not into seeing collections and setups, you can skip out now, but I will be going on about my new channel now. I might put times down below to make it easier to watch, but I just want to do a quick run around about my setup, what I've been really, really enjoying it. Hopefully it's only going to be about a minute or so. Okay, I'm just going to do a really quick tour around of what the sort of main changes are. What I've been really enjoying is now I've sort of cleared up this corner a little bit, so when people are up here, I actually have the A-frame over here where I've got my books, brushes, I can access stuff. It's a little bit pretty to look at, and then I've moved this little case over here so that way I can actually get to all my cleanse and the like in the drawers. I can put stuff up here. I can move my kit out, and what I normally do is I'll just put a black sheet over the top of my personal collection, and then that way the focus isn't on that in the room. I can then lay out all of my bits and pieces on there, and I still do the same thing. I still pull a thing from up the top and sort of just cover all that sort of personal stuff. But that's what I'm really, really happy about. So it just looks a little bit, I suppose, neater. I can get to stuff. I can actually display my makeup books. I've also got to pull some of the ones I've got downstairs and put them back up here again. So it's just giving me that sort of free space. And I've moved one of the Etika bling boxes in there, and I can put brushes in there as well. And I can keep my makeup brush kits and everything here, and my towels. And all the other bits and pieces down there. So I really do like that setup. I've also cleared up a lot of stuff on here because I had to cull and throw out a lot of things and give a lot of stuff away, or sell the new stuff. I took a lot of the stuff that was cluttering up the top of my Etika cubes, and then that way I can actually see what's in it. I can actually display some of the prettier items sort of up the top. It's a shame though, because even though I had some things down trying to protect the cases, they are a little bit scratched, but I'm going to take better care of them now. And if you are only going to invest that much money in organisation, you should really take care of it. So that way I'll put my more prettier palettes up the top. And it's also encouraging me to sort of use everything. I also pulled a lot of my stuff out of the little containers that I had them stored in, and I've actually hung it up. Which has helped a lot, and a lot of these little containers I'm actually using now for my sort of backups and my cleansers and my masks, my hair products, my body products. I've got one for tanning at the back. I'm just going to whiz quickly over, sorry about the blurriness. I've got my hair products there, and I'm actually going to clear off the shelf. It's one thing left to do so my husband can use it. I'm using all of these cubes again in boxes, so that's pretty much what will get covered if someone's in here. Obviously I'll clear up the random bits, but this looks a little bit more organized. And I'm not going to go through everything, I'll just show you what I did. I pulled out all of my stationery stuff that was in here, and now I've put in all of my, what are they called, mascaras. So I've got new ones, then I've divided it into ones that are open and that I need to use up. All of my pencil liners and my liquid liners, but I've broken them up into color and finish. And it's funny because even though it looks like it's a lot, it was actually in a couple of these drawers up here, but now seeing it all, I'm actually using a lot more stuff. I'm also, like I said, I've divided it into ones that are unused, so that way I'm not mixing used and new up, which is another bad thing that was happening when I had everything squashed into a case. And now I can sort of rotate my products and sort of use up what I need to. And then over here is all of my lip products. Again, it looks like a lot, but I did throw out quite a bit. I mean, really, they should only be around for about 12 months or so. Obviously, I'm only using these ones, and I am a makeup enthusiast, so I'm taking very good care of them. and I can sort of extend that a little bit. But taking them out of one of my sort of towers here, I was able to divide them up into lip treatments. Now I'm actually going through this a lot more. I've put all of my colours in my lipsticks here, so I can actually use a lot more. What have I got here? Lip pencils. I've got all my sort of lip glosses here, but I've divided it up into more like your lip lacquers, your brighter, bolder, longer lasting colours, your more intense finishes, and then these are more of my nudes, my peaches, my sort of everyday colours. And again, I'm using a lot more of the products now. You probably noticed in a lot of my videos I'm wearing different colours and that. So I freed up a lot of space in there to move things around and go through everything. So that is pretty much what has changed. I'm so much more enjoying this sort of setup, and obviously my husband is too, so it doesn't look so cluttered. Obviously there's still a lot of stuff, but he does have people up, or clients up here as well, because he shares it. So I needed to get my act together. So that's that. Now I'm going to skip over it. I have just started a new channel. I know I've already got 3 other channels beside this one that I sort of do very rarely. But the whole point of doing this other new channel, and also the fact I've been really enjoying it, really enjoying it, is that it's something that's much more, I think, family friendly, and something that I can do with my husband and my son. I know you see my son, my / co-producer, I call him, in the videos and in the background, because he really wants to get in on sort of the action. My husband's parents got him into Kinder Surprises, once he turned 3. They got him into those sorts of things. Not a lot, it's more like a treat, but I was kind of fascinated by the little toys in them. I'd honestly never paid much attention to that, all that sort of stuff. I never really paid much attention. But once we were more sort of focusing on that sort of side of things, it kind of made me remember all the things that I used to collect before I started getting into makeup. So makeup's only really been heavily, like, I'm into it now over the last 5 years, and it's just grown and grown and grown. And then obviously inspired me to get my makeup certification this year. But all my other things that I sort of packed away once I had a family, things that maybe weren't family friendly or sort of appropriate to have around. So that sort of went to the by and by. And a lot of my other stuff, because I like to collect things for movies, are more horror movies, sci-fi sort of based things that maybe aren't appropriate for my son, or what you would call family friendly. Obviously this is from Aliens, so I thought, and my husband's also collects stuff, but his are more Star Wars, I'm more Star Trek, and he's like cereal toys and that. So there's never been a point where we've had things cross over that we enjoy. But when we were sitting down with my son, we found that we're all getting fascinated by the Kinder Surprise thing. And when we look up forums, and there's all this whole universe almost of things like collecting surprise bags, different types of eggs, foil bags, blind bags, other sort of collectible clubs, and all that sort of stuff outside of that. And I'm like, even videos, there's a whole side of YouTube. I mean, there's heaps of different facets that I don't know anything about, because I'm more entertainment, beauty, obviously, comedy, and stuff like that. But there's so many other areas that I just haven't really paid much attention to, because you get caught up in certain things. And then there is Kinder Surprise egg openings. You can sit there and watch maybe even an hour, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, someone opening up a Kinder Surprise egg, or Disney eggs, Play-Doh eggs, mixes, blind bags, so many different things. Little mystery boxes, mini figures from Funko or Pop, different, I'll put photos up and stuff, and it's like, it's really fascinating. At first, I must admit, when I first started watching that, I was like, hello, I get a load of this, watching eggs, who would watch the, wow. And it is quite relaxing. Some people talk really nicely when they're opening up the eggs, or some people play music, depending on what they're opening up. There's some really bizarre ones that I must admit, smearing chocolate around, I don't know, we'll go there. But it's actually quite fun, and it's something all 3 of us could watch. My son doesn't want to sit and watch a video about makeup, even if he makes fun of me in the background and tries to imitate me. He doesn't want to sit there and watch makeup videos. My husband doesn't want to sit there and watch makeup videos. So it's something we can all get into sort of together. And obviously there are different ones that are maybe not age appropriate, whether it be the content of the boxes or the parts and stuff like that. So I'm very mindful of all that, but it's something that I can collect some certain things. My son can get into it, my husband's gotten into it. So it's not just Kinder, it's a whole thing. So that's what the channel is going to be about. So it's hopefully going to involve my husband, my son. He's actually, you'll hear him sometimes in the back of the videos if you want to check them out, where he's like, getting all excited when I open sort of the stuff, and he enjoys it much more than makeup. and all that sort of stuff. And there's other little things that we're starting to collect together, like Wally, he loves that sort of movie, obviously Toy Story, all that good stuff. Family sort of fun entertainment, and it's something that, like, he might get bored, who knows, in a couple of years might get bored with it, but it's something we can put away and sell it, or maybe keep it for when he gets older, for his kids. Whereas all this makeup stuff is perishable, and no matter how well we take care of it, it's got to go. It's got to go at some point. It's gonna be used up, or it's just gonna be there, and you got to throw it out. So I got to the point in my collection too where I was thinking, it gets to the point you've got so much, and even though you might want to keep the compacts or the packaging, or some of it has sentimental reasons for why you have it, it is perishable, wasteful. Sometimes it's so this stuff is something that can last. You can hand it down, you can sell it. It's much more user-friendly in the long term than all this sort of stuff, as much as I love it. So it's something that I wanted we could all get involved to happily. And obviously if you're doing it a lot, it can get expensive, but the makeup generally is much more expensive than these little bits and pieces, and it's something that the grandparents are into, so it's a whole extended family side of the thing. So that's what I like about it. It's something you can even talk to some people, because honestly most of the people that I know, my family, I'm talking about my extended family, people that I have met before YouTube, or not part of YouTube or this YouTube community, don't get the whole makeup sort of obsession / enthusiasm when they see my makeup collection. They're not like, they're more like, ugh. So this is something that you talk about with them, that, yeah, it's something that seems to be much more easy to talk about. So I don't know, but anyway, that's sort of why and how. I'll put a link down below to that channel if you want to check it out. It's called Collect Together. I've only got about 4 or 5 videos up so far, but I want to get 2 up a week, one for surprise egg openings midweek, and one for 4 bags or surprise bags or boxes midweek, and surprise eggs, Kinder, Disney, whatever it is, on the weekend. So I'd love if you'd want to support it, or at least watch it. Most of it though I'm behind the camera because the focus is on the opening of the items. But I will have videos where you might see my son or my husband, or sort of me, but obviously the focus will be on the collectibles. And like I said, collect together, because it's joining the whole family together, but it's also, as I'm discovering things, or we're all discovering things, we're all collecting together. So anyway, thank you for watching all this very rambly video. Thank you for watching this rambly video, and take care.